the OIG report on the Phoenix issue. I would also like to ask unanimous consent. He's not here yet, but that our colleague David Schweikert from Arizona be allowed to join us here to address this issue without objection. So ordered. Also, members, we do have a series of votes that will start at 1 o'clock. I apologize for that. This hearing was moved from its original scheduled time because of the joint session of Congress to hear the President of the Ukraine. What we will do is immediately after the final vote, move back as quickly as you can. We will resume the hearing as quickly as we possibly can, so that we will not keep the witnesses waiting any longer than absolutely necessary. On the 26th of August, the VA Office of Inspector General released its final report on the Phoenix VA healthcare system, which vaulted to national attention after our hearing on April the 9th. The OIG confirmed that inappropriate scheduling practices are a nationwide systemic problem and found that access barriers adversely affected the quality of care for veterans at the Phoenix VA Medical Center. Based on the large number of VA employees who were found to have used scheduling practices contrary to Veterans Health Administration policy, the OIG has opened investigations, as I understand it, at 93 VA medical facilities and have found over 3,400 veterans who may have experienced delays in care from wait list manipulation at the Phoenix VA Medical Center alone. The OIG concluded by providing the VA with 24 recommendations for improvement to avoid these problems from reoccurring. These recommendations should be implemented immediately, and this committee will work tirelessly to ensure that they are, in fact, implemented. Mr. Griffin, I commend you, sir, and your team for your work and continued oversight on these issues in the past and in the months ahead. With that said, and as we have discussed, I am discouraged and concerned the manner with which the OIG report, the final report, was released, along with the statements contained within it. Notably, prior to the release of the report, selective information was leaked to the media, apparently by a source internal to VA, which I believe purposely misled the public that there was no evidence at Phoenix linking delays in care with veteran deaths. And as the days progressed and people actually read the report, that falsehood actually became obvious. What the OIG actually reported and what will be the subject of much discussion today is the statement by the OIG, quote, "We are unable to conclusively assert that the absence of timely quality care caused the deaths of these veterans," end quote. Now, what's most concerning to me about this statement is the fact that no one who dies while waiting for care would have delay in care listed as the cause of death, since a delay in care is not a medical condition. Following the release of this report, which found pervasive problems at the facility regarding delays in care and poor quality of care, committee staff was briefed by the OIG regarding its findings and how specific language was chosen throughout the entire drafting process. Prior to this meeting, we requested that the OIG provide us with the draft report in the form it was originally provided to VA 3 weeks before the release of the final report. After initially expressing reservations, the OIG provided us with the draft. What we found was that the statement that I just quoted was not in the draft report at all. Another discrepancy we found between the draft and final reports arose with statements to the effect that one of the whistleblowers here today did not provide a list of 40 veterans who had died while on a waiting list at the Phoenix VA Medical Center. First, the OIG stated in the briefing to the committee staff that VA inquired why such a statement was not in the report, and the OIG ultimately chose to include it. Further, Additional information provided by the OIG to our committee staff shows that, based on numerous lists provided by all sources throughout the investigation, the OIG in fact accounted for 44 deaths on the electronic wait list alone, and an astonishing 293 total veteran deaths on all of the lists provided from multiple sources throughout this review. To be clear, it is not, nor was not, my intention to offend the Inspector General and the hardworking people within the agency that he employs. However, I think I would be remiss in my duty to conduct oversight of the Department of Veterans Affairs if I did not ask these questions. I would also like to point out that no one within the Department or any other Federal Government employee, including members of this committee, is beyond having their record scrutinized. As such, the committee will continue to ask the questions that need to be asked in order to perform our constitutional duties. It is absolutely imperative that the OIG's independence and integrity in its investigation be preserved. Full and transparent hearings like this one will help ensure that that remains the case. With that, I now turn to the Ranking Member, Mr. Michaud, for his opening statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for having this very important hearing. I would like to thank all the panelists for coming today.